they do for the patients and research for these types of cancers. And I decided that I was going to take a year off because fundraising can get a little difficult, especially if you're asking the same people over and over again. But in that year that I decided to take off, I met an amazing young man who actually inspired me to run a marathon and a half in his honor. So this young man was fighting Burkitts Lymphoma, and he spent a lot of time in the ICU. Now, as a cancer patient, your doctors really don't want you spending a lot of time in the ICU. There are a lot of bugs in the ICU that someone with a compromised immune system are, it's just not a really good environment for you, because you can catch all these little buggies. But he unfortunately had many life-threatening complications to his treatment, and he spent a lot of time with us. Every couple of weeks, we were sending him to the OR with life-threatening complications, but through it all, he was such a fighter. He was such a polite young man and could make his nurses laugh even though he was going through such a hard time. So he just inspired me to do a little more for the research of these types of cancers, and I hope that his story can inspire all of you this season. And I'd just like to introduce Mr. Zach Baccari.
Thank you, Tammy. Very much appreciated. Hi, my name's Zach Baccari. I'm a cancer survivor. Like she said, I survived Burkitts Lymphoma. It was a long road, but it was all worth it. I spent a lot of time in the hospital. It was something like 112 days, and you never think cancer can really happen to you. It just, you kind of go on living, and stuff starts to happen, like symptoms and stuff, and you're like, oh, I honestly thought it was just because I ate too much pizza, but I started to, get sicker, progressively sicker, and September 3rd of 2011, I ended up in the hospital, and I remember waking up and they told me, well, you have tumors in your stomach. And I was like, oh, I have cancer? Oh, wow. I mean, you don't know what to say. You just gotta go on to just fight, just because there's no other option. You can't say no. Yes is the only option. When they say, do you have a surgery? We need to perform surgery. You just say, yeah, that's cool. And I mean, you got great people around you like Tammy and all the other nurses. Just, I always tried to get her to take a break. They were horrified when I went to the ICU. I had like 12 of those machines. It was 12, right? I was like, oh, you want to sit down and watch TV? And she's like, no, I'm going to do this. But,
One night we watched Elf.
Yeah, we watched Elf.
There was an Elf night.
Oh, Will Ferrell with his fine. But anyways, I went through 12 rounds of chemotherapy, 8 during the 112 days stay at Hasbro. I finished the other 4 rounds outpatient, which is how it should have went. But I mean, complications, you can never see everything that's going to happen, but you just take it and live with it. And hope it doesn't affect the family and the ones you love, all your friends will stay by you. I ended up getting remission. That's just, all stories end happy sometimes. I mean, but what you have to understand is it's not really the hard thing, cancer. I mean, it's not all that bad. I honestly, I love looking at it with the, just mentality. Smiles go for miles. You can win a lot more fights smiling than you can, sad. It's gonna beat you. I mean, I made friends, and everything was put into perspective. I value life a lot more now, and I'm living great. Post-cancer survivor. What more can I ask for? And guess what? There was this button that let me call in pretty nurses like Tammy 24/7. So it can't be that bad. But if I could have one word of encouragement for you, cancer's like running a marathon. You don't stop until you get to the end, which is what the team in training does. And I honestly, just worlds of thanks go out to them. I mean, I can fight all I want, but without the team in training and, great people at LLS, there was, I can fight all I want, but without the research and, them spreading the word out there that cancer can be beat. And I just want to say thank you. I'm forever in your debt. So if I could just, give one word or a sentence, it'd just be, go out there and make a difference. You can't help kids like me,